one of my classmates have 17 hours of screen time every single day. When I heard this, it just blew my mind. Like, if you do the math, basically when she wakes up and until she sleeps, she is just on her screen. I don't know how that's even possible, since we are like, you go to school and you do stuff, you shower. I don't know. Maybe when she showers, she's watching, or when she's in class, she's also scrolling. I don't know. I don't know how that's possible, but she's saying it. So she is addicted to her phone. Like, that's she's saying that, and it has even gone to a point where she said that she tried quitting once, and she just got depressed. She's saying that before she goes to bed, she would scroll. She wakes up, she scrolls, and I don't understand. Well, I would understand how that's possible, but man, that is crazy. That is crazy how we live in this little digital screen. It's crazy, man, because we will grow old and we will say that we literally spent half of our lives, not even half, like, I don't know, the ratio, 80% of our lives, we spent it scrolling. We spent it on social media. Like, how some people, like the old generation, are scared of saying, I'm scared that I live my life not trying. Now, dude, we are scared. We live our life in our phones. It's absolutely insane. I don't, and the thing is, it's normal. Like, it's almost as if it's expected that you are going to do that you are going to spend majority of your time in social media. It's crazy. But again, who am I to say? I'm literally posting this on the internet, so I can't really say, oh yeah, go and disappear. I think that social media is useful, and to give you context on why that is this internet was the key for me to find freedom in life, because for most of my life I was sheltered. My mother didn't let me do anything. I learned how to bike when I was 16 because they didn't have bikes. They didn't let me ride bikes. I only learned how to ride bikes because I saw a bike and I just learned from it, from one of my friends' houses. And again, I wasn't allowed to go out, so it was only when I was 16, high school. It was impossible to not let me go out because we have projects, like school projects, and because of that, I was able to hang out with my friends, and I borrowed their bikes and I learned from it. And I didn't I basically didn't know how to live in the real world. I was sheltered. I was only taught to read, to be educated, to to live in the intellectual world. But it wasn't comfortable, like, even if I was spoon fed the I was spoon fed with all the opportunities. It felt like I was missing out. It felt like I was like my soul wanted more. And so I left home when I was 20. That was 3 years ago, 2023. I left home 2022, December 2022, I think. Or no, 2023, January. Yeah, exactly. Not exactly, but almost 3 years, or close to 3 years. I left home during that time, and I had nothing going on for me. I was just a college student. Again, I didn't have any experience working. I didn't know how to sell. I didn't know how to build stuff. I only knew how to learn. I was good at learning. I was good in school. I was really good at learning stuff and then implementing them, and using them. So what I did at that time was to look for a source of income, and it was through the internet that I was able to find a um, I was able to find first a customer service job. I was working 8 p.m. to 4 p.m. I'm sorry, 8 p.m. to 4 a.m. because I'm from the Philippines, and our audience was mostly in America or Europe. So that was the time that they were active. So I got that job, and then I eventually built my own business, ghostwriting business, through X because I started posting online. People started following me. I started verifying my ideas, and I started learning how to get attention, increase retention, and reward people, call them into action. So that's that is my job, is to get put ideas into the world of social media and monetize them in some way. That sounds very manipulative, and it's like I'm taking advantage of you. But here's where the meat of the idea is. Social media is a tool, right? So for my classmate, she uses it as a tool of distraction, as a tool of escape, as a tool of um, living in a simulated world that would make you feel good. It's programmed to make you feel good. That's how they keep you hooked. But it can also be a tool for you to make a better impact in the world. If you become if you become the creator instead, if you take charge of it, if you see it as something that you can use to spread positive ideas, to spread ideas that further humanity, that make humanity better, then it's not absorbing you, it's not making you, it's not using you, you're using it, right? And this applies for every tool. There's a lot of tools where we become a slave to it. A phone is a very good example. Another tool would probably be, let's say, toys, right? Toys are a tool for entertainment, and some people would get addicted to it, like kids obviously would get addicted to it, and then they wouldn't do anything else in their life as a kid but play those toys. Eventually you grow up to it, and then you realize, like, I need to take my life seriously. But the problem is, social media is harder to overcome because it is feeding us what we want. It's evolving with us. It's not like your toy where you grow up to it and then you get bored of the toy. Social media is programmed. Like, there's algorithms. There's people who are getting paid to get you hooked, to keep you hooked, and to evolve with you. And so we have to be more aware. Like, we have to be better at managing this tool. So what are some techniques that we can do to overcome the social media addiction, to overcome social media using us? uh, First, I already talked about this. Try to create more. When you try to create more, you shape what you consume. So if you start posting on content on social media, you will be recommended the same type of content that you create. So let's say you're a doctor, or if you're watching this, you're probably some sort of entrepreneur, some sort of guy who wants to further self development. If you start posting content on that, on your story, on ideas you've come with, you've come across, books you've read, if you start posting that, you will get recommendations from social media of the same type of content. And you don't even actually have to post the content, you can just comment on things, you can engage on things. The more you engage on the social on the topics that you want to that bring you further to your vision, bring you further to your goals, the more video, the more content similar to that will be given to you, will be pushed in your For You page. So that's one. Try to create, comment, try to engage. Right? Don't be a passive consumer just scrolling through things. Right? The next thing is to have the mentality of researching, not consuming. Researching, not consuming. What does that mean? That means that instead of mindlessly scrolling through TikTok or mindlessly scrolling through what form of social media you're using, try to be aware whenever something catches your attention. I'm talking about this in a way that, assuming that you are already a content creator or that you already want to use social media as a tool. Because whenever you are aware of what you're consuming, of for example, you're scrolling through TikTok and then you're like, oh my god, I'm watching this video. If you're aware of why you started watching this video, why you started watching that video, whether it may be a controversial take or maybe it's a guy who's giving money, like that's catchy, right? Or maybe it's a celebrity. Right? When you become aware of this persuasion techniques, of this attention grabbing strategies, you can then apply it to your ideas. Right? You can then apply. Okay, this guy caught my attention because of the hook, which is a verbal hook. So maybe he said something that triggered your emotions. Maybe it's the visual hook. Maybe he showed a visual that was surprising. Maybe a guy falling from 500 stories, right? Anything that catches your attention, try to be aware of it so that you can apply it to what you're creating. Sorry. So that's what you want to do. You want to use what was used on you. You turn the tables. As a ghostwriter, this is very important for me. I always do social media research. I always do audience research for my clients. I always look at the niche that they're in, and I try to look at what are the most viral ideas that pop up. And I don't replicate them, I don't copy them, but I try to get the concept and apply it to the own philosophies of my clients. So that's the next thing. Try to research and not simply consume. And the next thing would probably, it's so simple, but touch grass. Life is beautiful outside of social media. Social media, again, once you see it as a tool, you see it as a way to connect with reality, not take you away from it. So whenever something inspires you on social media, try to live that life in the real world. It's a beautiful idea of how, if you love video games, I certainly love video games. It's a virtual world where you can do amazing stuff, right? You do that in real life. Try to do amazing stuff in real life. Try to become the superhero in real life. That's why I devote myself to working out. I learn martial arts. I fight. I try to make money. I communicate with people. I talk to women. I try to build a life that I would want to show in social media, that I would enjoy in and out of social media. So I think that's a missing part of the modern world. We are so absorbed in the digital world because it gives us so much pleasure, but that is fake pleasure in a way. It's digital pleasure. It's not. It's your brain is programmed to see it as the same feeling, the same hormones that you release. It's the same, dopamine that you release. But there's still something different for feeling it in your body, not just in your mind, right? There's something different when you feel the pleasure of the world, the good feelings of the world, the positive feelings, the excitement, the joy, the even the sorrow. If you feel that in real life, it's something different. You can think about this similar to jacking off and watching porn, and actually having sex, right? Jacking off and watching porn, it's kind of like the same feeling. You get the same feeling, but it's still different from sex. Right? It's still completely different from making love to someone. It's more pure, I would say, and it's less weirder because if you think about it, porn is kind of weird. You're watching two people have make love, and then you're jacking off to it, you're wanking off to it. It's kind of gay, to be honest. Man, I was kind of gay before. Damn, that's a tough realization. But anyway, that's all. That's all for this video. Be a creator, research, not consume, and touch grass. And I'm gonna be enjoying my sunlight. Let me know your thoughts on this video. I don't know, like the quality that I'm using right now. I'm actually against the light, but I kind of like this vibe. Let me know if you also like this, or you'd like me to maybe those are my hangers. Those are my clothes. But we probably keep this. Anyway, I won't make this longer than it should be. Adios, amigos.